So my father's in town this weekend. It's actually the first time I've seen him in almost 2 years. You see, he lives down in Delaware and we live up in Vermont. And given all the things related to COVID, it's been hard to visit and see each other, but he's finally made the trip up to the farm and it's been good to see him. So he and his girlfriend are up here for the weekend. And just a couple minutes ago, we were getting ready to go out for dinner. Just as I was leaving the house and locking the door, I noticed out of the corner of my eye a cat laying in the grass and weeds underneath the barn, like right around in this area right here. It was laying perfectly still, and I knew it wasn't Pablo, and I knew it wasn't Molly, and I knew it wasn't Ginny. So this was a cat that I did not know laying underneath my barn. Well, that kind of piqued my curiosity. As you guys know, we've had some cat visitors in the past, probably most famously, many of you still to this day wonder whatever happened to Hobo Cat, the cat that took up residence around our barn last winter when we were having a rodent problem and we were down to really only one barn cat with Pablo Barn Cat outside. So curious, I slowly crept over to look at the cat that looked like it was maybe sleeping there underneath the barn. And when I crept up to it and looked underneath, it still didn't move, but I could see its eyes open. And as I looked at the cat, I actually recognized the cat. You see, the cat that I found was the cat that had been creeping around a couple of weeks ago when Molly Barn Cat had gone into heat and we were still keeping her in the barn because she hadn't had her getting fixed operation yet. You guys know I'm a big proponent of, if you're gonna have an outdoor cat, you've gotta be super responsible and not let that outdoor cat multiply and get them fixed. And so before I let Molly Barn Cat go free, I wanted to make sure that she was not in a position where she could be, you know, in trouble like a kitten style way. Well, I got to this cat and looked at it and it was alive, but it was not doing well at all. It was just kind of laying there stiff and frozen, and it sort of was twitching off and on, you know, kind of a pulse like twitch, 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 and then it would stop, and then twitch, 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 and it would stop again. So I knew this cat wasn't doing well. So there I was with my wife Allison and my father and his girlfriend, and we were all looking at this cat, and Allison was pretty much on the verge of tears as she realized that this cat was alive and it just wasn't doing well. It looked like it had maybe been in a fight or maybe some sort of accident. I decided to try to take a closer look, and as I looked closer, it clearly could barely move from the position it was in. You see, I looked at this cat and said to Allison, gosh, I don't think this cat's gonna make it. I should probably put it down. And Allison just started to weep. You know, as pragmatic and well-intentioned as I think my statement was, it wasn't recognizing the fact that for Allison, the idea of just, you know, doing a quick visual inspection on this animal and saying that I should put it down was completely the wrong thing to say in that moment. So Allison and I discussed it a little bit, and we came to the decision that we would pick the cat up, take it to an emergency vet, and get it checked out. And I know, some of you guys are probably hearing this story and saying that's absolutely insane. This is a stray cat that has popped around your farm for a couple of days and really doesn't mean that much to you. Why are you gonna go through that effort? And to be quite honest, I understand that perspective, and I understand why some folks might actually feel that way. You know, when it comes down to it, a farm can't be spending good money on saving stray cats. But then again, for us here at Goldshaw Farm, I guess we're not your normal farm. So I put on a pair of gloves and I scooped up the cat and I put it in this little plastic container and held it with a little bit of a towel so it wouldn't strain it too much. I gotta say, as I picked up that cat, it was definitely feeling stiff. It could barely move out of the position it was in. I don't even have an idea of how long that cat had been underneath the barn, but man, it was just not doing good. And so I took that plastic thing and stuck it in the back seat of the truck and hopped in the truck, and now here I am driving to the emergency vet. So inside that plastic bin is a cat who is really injured and is not doing well. What we're gonna do is take it to the vet and see what we can do to try to help it or save it. I genuinely don't know how this story is gonna end, you guys, but I will bring you along for the ride, so stick with me. we are almost there at the emergency vets. And I'm just bracing you guys. I don't know where this story's gonna go. I'm gonna bring you along with me, but this might not be a place that we all want to go, so just be warned. No clue on anything really. I mean, like I said, he's just been around. I mean, I'd have to guess he's probably at least 2 years old. I think he's a boy, is my guess. So as I brought the stray cat into the veterinary center here, I was thinking about the last time I was here at the emergency animal hospital. You see, this hasn't been my first time that I've had to take an injured cat here. The last time that this happened was about a year ago, a little over a year ago. As you guys know, we used to have 2 outdoor barn cats, Pablo barn cat and Lil barn cat. Lil barn cat was a kitten that we got and we raised her up in the barn. You know, one day last summer, she got hit by a car, she went missing. I assumed she was dead. She ended up turning up about 36 hours later. And so when she turned up on our doorstep, Allison and I actually rushed her to this animal hospital right here and got her initial exam before actually taking her to another place over in Burlington where she ended up getting like intensive care for like 2 weeks, because when Lil got hit by this car, she had a ruptured bladder, she had a shattered pelvis. She was not doing good at all. But through the work of some miraculous veterinary care, as well as a whole lot of dollars, Lil Barn Cat was saved, and these days she's an indoor house cat. If you guys ever want to see her, you should probably watch one of our live streams that happens the first Wednesday of every month, where she's basically my co-host on the live streams. She's an incredible cat, and I absolutely couldn't imagine my life without her. But I remember when I was here, when I was actually standing right outside this very veterinary clinic, and I was basically assuming that she wasn't gonna make it, and an absolute miracle happened, and she has made it, and she's really thriving right now, even though she can't be an outdoor cat anymore. So I will admit, for this barn cat, he is not looking good right now. It's funny, you know, because of still COVID protocols, the animal hospital actually makes you call and wait outside and actually give the registration information over the phone. And as I was giving that registration information, they actually asked me, you know, a whole bunch of details about the cat, like gender, age, name, and I have to admit I struggle to know any of those things. My best guess is it's a male cat over the age of 2, but I don't know, I could be wrong about that even, so we're gonna see. So I'm just gonna be standing here waiting, and hopefully we'll get some news, perhaps some good news, in the not too distant future. Oh, okay, thanks. Hi. Yeah, it's a stray. I've seen it come around our farm over the last couple weeks occasionally, and yeah, I just found it under our barn just this afternoon. We have 3 other barn cats that are very much our cats that, you know, we really care for. We give them veterinary care, we get them vaccinated, kind of all that stuff. And so, like, they're around and they have been around him, so I would want to know if he's got something. Is it like, so if there's an issue, I would most definitely want to know. 2 of our cats are fully vaccinated. One of them she's about 4 months old, so I'm not 100% sure if she's fully vaccinated. Is that like a super time sensitive thing? Like I should rush her back here? But tonight I should do that. It totally makes sense, yeah. Yeah, so I will do that. And then I guess, how soon do you think you'd know in terms of analysis for this cat? Okay, all right, so now I definitely need to act quick, okay. Okay, thank you, I really appreciate the help. So I got some bad news, guys. The cat, who I named Dave because I had to give him a name for his paperwork. The vet, I just hung up the phone with her. She's inside here, but again, because of protocols, you can't try to avoid face-to-face contact. Dave is pretty neurologically gone, she said. He's got some real issues. Even on the most basic exam, she's just finding he's not okay, and so her recommendation was to put them down, and so they're gonna do that. Now that is bad news, but actually the worst news is that she's concerned it actually might be rabies. And so I'm worried about our other barn cats because they would have potentially had exposure to him. And so I have to now race back to the farm, check to see if I can find the paperwork. So I'm certain that Pablo barn cat and Molly barn cat are both rabies vaccinated, but I'm not sure about Ginny barn cat. I think when we took her last to the vet, she was still too young. I gotta go back to the farm and check the paperwork, and if not, I gotta actually bring her back here to get a rabies vaccination, because if she had exposure, she's really at risk. So this is getting worse.
Hi.
Hey, I got some bad news.
What's that? What happened?
She said he's pretty neurologically gone. She thinks it might be rabies of some sort, potentially. They're gonna send him off for analysis. So he's getting put down. She said he's in a lot of pain and just not doing well. But yeah, unfortunately Dave Barncat didn't make it.
I had a feeling that was the case. And I will admit, I kind of had a concern that might be rabies, which is why when he didn't move or anything, when we went near him, I was like, okay, it's okay to pick him up.
Okay, Ginny, don't go anywhere. There you go, girls. Here you go, Jen. Sorry, Jen, but you gotta come with me.
Sorry, Jins. You're a good girl.
Good luck locking up the animals. Okay, and you go, little baby Jin. Sorry, sweetie. Okay, back on the road again. Heading back to the emergency animal vet now to get little Ginny vaccinated. So we searched around the house looking for the paperwork to say what were the last vaccines that Ginny got, and unfortunately we can't find them. So we are rushing back to get her taken care of. Whew, it's quite the evening. Okay, Jin, come on with me. Ginny barn cat. She is, I guess about 16, 17 weeks. Okay, I'll be here. Thanks. All right, thanks. So I'm just waiting for them to grab Ginny, and then she's gonna get her inoculation, and I think everything's gonna be a-okay. I'm really sad about that cat that passed away. I'm also really glad that we ended up bringing him to the vet and finding out that there was actually a problem, so that we can actually make sure that this little one right in here is gonna be okay. Well, this has been quite an adventure. Ginny barn cat is officially fully inoculated. She might be double inoculated. Like I said, we couldn't actually find the paperwork, and so rather than be sorry, we prefer to be safe. Ginny's doing really well. She's actually much more chill on the car ride back right now. I'm not sure if you can hear this, but she's purring away. So I will admit, I'm very sad about the other cat. Unfortunately, we couldn't save him. Because we found him and because we took him to the vet, for the sake of our other cats, I think it was a really good decision. I think the one thing that this probably makes me aware that we need to do better is we probably need some sort of stray cat arriving on the farm protocol and do something better, because I don't know, I just think about it, it could create other future health risks for our barn cats, and even though they're outdoor cats, they're most definitely part of our family. Thanks for watching, everybody.